Have you ever met someone who smiles at you, yet you can feel something off, like behind that smile, there's a blade waiting? They don't fight you directly. They whisper. They mock. They bait you, not because you're weak, but because they need chaos to feel powerful. They think your calm means you've surrendered. They believe your silence is fear. But they're wrong. Because stillness isn't weakness, it's self-mastery. And in this world full of noise, where everyone's trying to outscream each other, true power is often invisible. It's not found in revenge or drama, it's found in restraint. So today, I want to share with you 6 subtle, profound ways to dismantle those who try to harm you without lifting a finger. No arguments. No bitterness. Just pure, deliberate strength. Let's begin. Let's begin with something silent but devastating. Stay calm, it starves their chaos. You know, sometimes the greatest power isn't found in shouting louder. It's in the silence that follows. There are people who thrive on your reaction. They poke, they provoke, they test your patience, not because they seek truth, but because they want proof that they can still shake you. Anger feeds them. Even your pain validates them. But what happens when you don't flinch? What happens when you look at their chaos and stay unmoved? That's when the game ends. Because your silence, it's not weakness, it's strategy. As Epictetus once taught, it's not the insult itself that hurts you, but your belief that it is. And when you no longer give your energy to their noise, they suffocate in the void. Silence, when it comes from strength, not fear, is the loudest message you can send. You know what's more painful than being hated? Watching someone succeed in silence, while you're busy throwing stones. See, your enemies aren't just hoping you fail, they're waiting for it. They sit in the dark, fueled by bitterness, refreshing your downfall like it's entertainment. But here's what breaks them. You don't fall. You rise every morning with purpose. You train, you reflect, you stay consistent. And without ever saying a word, your life becomes a mirror. A mirror they can't stand to look into, because your discipline exposes their chaos, your focus reveals their distractions, and your growth makes their stagnation obvious. Marcus Aurelius said it best. The best revenge is to be unlike him who did the wrong. So don't fight back, just keep building. Eventually, they'll hate you not for what you've done to them, but for what you've become without them. Hate burns fast. It's emotional, reactive, impulsive. But purpose, real purpose, moves slowly, like stone weathering the storm. You see, those who hate you don't actually want justice. They want to watch you fall. But when you live with quiet discipline, when every choice is intentional, you don't just survive them. You outlast them. Seneca once asked, how much better to heal a wrong than to avenge one? That's the Stoic difference. We don't carry the poison forward, we bury it with grace. And one day, they'll look around and realize they're still fighting a war you've already walked away from. Still punching at ghosts. Still stuck in the past. While you're already living the next chapter. That's not just winning. That's transcendence. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but real forgiveness. It's not weakness, it's power. Because when you truly forgive someone, not out of pity, but from strength, you're telling them, you no longer have space in my mind. You don't get to poison my peace. Forgiveness doesn't say, what you did was okay. It says, I refuse to carry your darkness any longer. It's like dropping a heavy stone you've been dragging for years. Munius Rufus once taught, it's not enough to avoid harming others. We must not even wish them harm. That's what Stoicism is about. Not being passive, but being powerful enough to choose inner stillness over emotional revenge. And here's the thing. When the world sees someone who could have retaliated but didn't, they don't see weakness. They see mastery. If silence is power, then attention is currency. And guess what? The people who hate you, they don't need your love. They just need your attention, your reaction, your defense, your emotional energy. Because the moment you explain yourself, chase closure, or try to prove them wrong, you've already handed them what they wanted, proof that they still matter. But the moment you stop responding, when you walk away while they're shouting, when you smile instead of snapping back, you take back the only power they ever had over you. Now they're screaming into a void, and you're free. Protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Let them talk to shadows while you walk in light. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every insult deserves your energy. Sometimes, the most powerful move isn't striking back. It's rising so high, they can't even find you anymore. While they obsess over drama, you focus on growth. While they throw words, you build silence. And little by little, you create a life where they're no longer relevant. They'll try to pull you down. They'll wait for a reaction. But when you give them peace instead of rage, indifference instead of pain, you do something they never expected. You show them they no longer exist in your world, and that realization, it hurts more than any insult ever could. Because nothing haunts a bitter soul like being forgotten by the one they tried to destroy. In the end, this isn't about revenge. It's not about proving someone wrong or putting them in their place. The Stoic path is about something far greater. Mastery of yourself, your emotions, your energy. Because the more you evolve, the less noise you hear. And eventually, it becomes so distant. It's like it never mattered at all. You don't rise to compete with those who hate you. You rise because staying small would be a betrayal of who you're meant to be. At Stoic True Wisdom, we don't strike back. We rise. We don't get even. We outgrow until the battlefield disappears. And peace becomes our natural state. So don't seek control over others. Seek control over yourself. That's where true strength lives.